Hey guys, I'm Diana and I am here to do a sew along on the new Trendsetter skirt, and I am super excited about this skirt for reals, guys. If you love yoga pants, this is the skirt for you. It's got a nice stretchy yoga waistband, so you just pull it right up and that's it. And also has the option for pockets, which I love pockets. Who doesn't? So that sold it for me on the first place. Yoga waistband and pockets and cute. So that's it. It's a high-low, and so that's really cute right now. But anyway, I already have my pieces cut out. Here's my waistband. I've got my front piece and my back piece cut out, and I've got my pockets. If you want one pocket, you only need two pieces, mirrored images. And if you want two pockets, you need four. Now, I want two pockets, obviously, but I already attached the second pocket for sake of time. But I'll show you how to do all that when we get started. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn you down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do now is the pockets. So we're going to put our Trendsetter skirt face up. And now the pattern is pretty self-explanatory, which is really cool. It's got this little thing on the actual pattern when you cut it out. I'll show you. It tells you where to put the pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that on top of my piece, my pattern piece, like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pin where the line shows me where the pocket goes. So there's the line. So I'm going to put a pin right there so I know that that's where I'm going to put my pocket. So I just marked it so I know that that's where I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, but I'm going to go ahead and put that pocket. Now, when you put the pocket, make sure you grab the one that's facing down. So it's going down with the fabric. This is the bottom of the fabric. This is the bottom of the pocket. Bottom of fabric, bottom of pocket. So you want that down. And you want it face down on top of the fabric. So they are facing each other, right sides together. And then I'm going to, where that pin, where I put that pin to begin the line, that's where I'm going to go ahead and, that pin right there, that's where I'm going to pin the pocket. I'm going to pin it right there, and I'm going to pin it at the bottom. And in the middle. Just for measure, good measure. And now I'm going to do, so I did that to the back. Now I'm going to grab the front and same thing. I'm going to do the same exact thing. But I got to make sure, see, I already marked it on this one. I used my pattern piece and marked where the beginning of the pocket was. And that's what I'm going to use as a marker. And the reason why you do that is so that you can see, so they can both be even on both sides. Because you don't want a pocket on the front to be higher and then on the back to be lower. And then when you go to sew them together, they don't match up. So you want to make sure that you match them up. This is the bottom of the pocket. See how it's got the little, it goes down, kind of like how your hand would fit down like that. So you want to make sure that that bottom of the pocket goes at the bottom. It's got the little notch right there. You don't want upside down pockets. So here we go. And then you just, sorry, my nails keep getting caught on the fabric. So it keeps moving it. There we go. Pockets are on, well, pinned. So now what you want to do is you can either sew it on, but I'm just going to go ahead and serge them both on. And what I'm going to do is when I serge, I'm going to make sure that I don't cut any of the fabric. I'm just going to go straight along the side. So it's just even edge. Just an edge right there. So that my pocket doesn't get all wonky. Like seriously, I put pockets on everything. What is life without pockets, right? I love them. And sometimes I want to carry my purse, but I do want my phone and such. This is just so great. I used to be so scared of pockets, but they're so easy to put on. I don't know why I was so scared. Okay, so now I've got my pocket piece attached to my skirt right there. Now the next part, super easy. I'm telling you, this skirt, so easy. Okay, here is my front piece, and well, I mean, you can do the front, put the front piece up or the back piece, it doesn't matter, but here's my front piece, and I'm just gonna go put it up, face up, and then I'm gonna grab the back, and I put it face down on top of that back front piece, and I'm gonna go ahead and match up the raw edges and the pocket. So I'm gonna match up and pin the side seam all the way around. And make sure you match up the pockets. And this is when it shows you if you put them in the right spot, because it will match up perfectly. See? And you're going to go ahead and put pins all the way around, because that's where you're going to sew all the way around the pocket. So the pocket's already attached to the skirt. So now when we sew, we will sew all the way around this way and down the side of the skirt. So I'm going to go ahead and pin all that. That's what I'm doing right now. I pin the pocket a little bit more than even the side of my skirt, because it being rounded, I'm afraid it's gonna slip away and being like a little piece of material, so I want to make sure that it's all the way pinned right, or clipped if you use clips. Okay, and I'm going all the way down. Now obviously, because it's a high-low, my skirt back will be longer than my front, so I'm just going all the way down until I hit that front skirt edge. It's right here, so I'm just going to pin it right there. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So that way it's put together already, and I can move on to the next step. There it is. Here's the pocket. Go ahead and pin that pocket. Pin them all together. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to wear this morning, and since I'm making the Trendsetter skirt, I figured I'd go ahead and put a plug in for one of the trends that I love right now, which is the overall jumper little thing. And you can't really see it right here, so, but whatever. But I'm also wearing my Beach Dreaming crop top, which it's so awesome. I love how high it is at the arms. So that's really neat, because some of them are really low, which I love, but not for wearing with everything. And this is so nice because it comes right up to like the bib, the end of the bib, so like I'm not hot because it's long, so that's really neat. I've got a ton of the little Beach Dreaming crop tops because I wear them with everything. Actually, it might be even something cute to wear with this Trendsetter skirt, because it's more of a high-waisted skirt, so it would be really cool too, for more of a dress down look. You could dress it up with the maybe the top of the True Beauty, or there's so many Ellie and Mac patterns that you can mix and match. And that's one of the things that I love about Ellie and Mac. You can mix and match all the different patterns. Okay, so I've got it all pinned down. So, probably should put another pin right here. I'm going to go ahead and serge all the way around. Again, you're going to serge all the way around on the outside of the pocket. Don't go on the inside because you already did that. You're gonna go all the way around. And you don't have to serge. You can do a zigzag stitch or whatever on the side. If you have a serger. And I'm turning as let me bring it forward. As I already did the part, the first part of the skirt, and now that I'm getting to the pocket, I'm gonna turn around so that the pocket goes in. And make sure you turn all the way in, go all the way down, and then turn, so you don't have a gap right there at the beginning of your pocket. Turning it as I go with my fingers so that it goes all the way around. And you know, I guess some people are more particular about the pocket, but really it's the inside of the pocket. So I'm not really even worried about like if the shape doesn't stay like perfectly right. I just want to make sure I catch all the fabric. So if for some reason the back gets a little bit longer than the front, I just eat right over that, because like I said, I don't care if the pocket shape is not exactly right, because you won't see that anyways, but you do want to make sure that it's caught when you get to the edge. When you're going to split, you do want to make sure that's caught, because that matters. You don't want to hold right there. You don't want your personal items to be flying out your pocket. Depending on what it is, it could be quite embarrassing. I don't know what you carry in your pocket. Oh, now I'm thinking of all the embarrassing things that can come out of a pocket. Lots. I'm going all the way down. And now I'm going to clip. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but you see how I went down to make sure that it caught the fabric, so I don't have a gapping hole right there at the bottom of my pocket. So now I'm doing the other side, and I lost my scissors. No idea where they went. I'm always losing my scissors and my little tomato, pin tomato. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going all the way down, and here it is. I just want to make sure that my pocket gets caught right. Oh, there were my tomatoes. Then now I'm going to have a pile of pins all over the place. All the way around the pocket, guiding it with your hand. I'm not pulling, I'm just guiding. I want to make sure I go all the way up with my pocket and then turn so you don't end up cutting it. If you have a hard time doing it with your serger, you can, like I said, with a stretch stitch, or you can even take the knife off the serger so you don't end up cutting it. Pull your knife up. Oh, found my scissors. There we go. Okay, so I always want to make sure I look at it first to make sure I did sew it all the way in. Just in case I didn't, I can go ahead and fix it right now. But it looks good. We're almost there. We're seriously almost done. So now the skirt is pretty much put together. The pockets are in. Here's my pocket in my skirt. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put I'll go ahead and put the waistband together, and then we'll do the gathering stitches. So here's my waistband. So we're going to look and see where the front is, and we're going to put it together, right sides together. Fold it right in half, right sides together, and then the short side we're going to go ahead and serge the edges, the short edges. I probably should be doing a dark thread, but I don't know if your serger is like mine, but it's so moody when I try to change threads that sometimes I'm just like, you won't be able to see it, so what? I'm just gonna leave it. But anyway, so now I turned it right side out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and fold it in half lengthwise. Widthwise, I don't know. Just fold it in half. Here's your waistband. Ooh, ooh. Yes. And I'm gonna steam it because this stretchy knit tends to roll a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and steam those edges down so it doesn't roll on me when I'm trying to sew it on. Okay, whoop, you can't even see what I'm doing. So now while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and quarter my band. Okay, so how I do it is, obviously here's the first where I did the seam. So I'm going to go from there, I folded it in half, so here's the other half, so that's half. And I usually like to clip a little notch so it can show me where it is. But I'm going to go ahead and put a pin there so that way it stays folded together. And I'll go ahead and put a pin over here too so it doesn't come apart. And then I'm going to meet those two in the middle, and then I'm going to go to the two sides, and that's how I quarter it. Still kind of curling a little bit. So now I've got my quarters on my band. And now I'm going to do the same for the skirt, but I'm just going to clip it. I'm not going to put pins on it. Because when I go, because what we're going to do next, I'm going to set it aside the band, because what we're going to do next is we're going to gather it, the skirt, to fit the band. So I want to make sure, how I try to get my gathers a little bit better is to make sure that I'm even, when I gather it, I'm even edges. So to do that, I want to have good even quarters, so that way I know here's the amount of gathers I need for each quarter. It helps me so that the gathers are a little bit more even, to just look at it a quarter at a time instead of just looking at the whole picture. So I already have the halves, obviously, because there's the two sides. So I'm going to just fold it down the middle and meet the two seams together and go out to one side, and here's a quarter. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and clip a little tiny bit so I see where that is. That's going to get eaten once I serge it on. And then I'm going to do the other side. Same thing. So now I know where it would be when I pin it to the skirt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to do a baste. I'm going to long stitch. And what I've heard some ladies do, and I've tried and actually works real well, is they do 2 lines of stitches. So we'll do one straight line with the longest stitch and then one right underneath it. So when you go to pull it together, you have the double lines. If that makes sense. And I always start on the one of the sides. And here we go. Doesn't really matter how far up you do it. I don't usually like to do it too far up because I don't want to I want to be able to get it off when I'm done. Okay. So I don't make my machine cut it by itself because I'm afraid it's going to pull it tight. Sorry, I need my scissors. Right on my scissors. I just cut it loose. I don't know why my machine is doing this. I didn't set it right and it was trying to take my thread, and if I don't fix it, it will take it. Okay, let me set it right. Okay, so now I did the one row of stitches, long stitches, and I'm going to do the second row just for reinforcement. You don't have to do it. I don't know how you, if there is a better way that you guys do, that you gather your skirt, let me know. I know that some people do it with their serger, with the, see, it did it. I don't know why it's doing that. I know that some people do it with their serger, and that might work better for them. I'm just going to go ahead and start that one over because there's no point. It will come off when I try to gather it. So I want to make sure it's all the way even. I know that some people do it with their sergers, but I've never done it with my serger, so I don't really know how to do it. Probably could watch a video and it'll probably teach me, but I don't really do that much gathering to begin with, so I've never really bothered to learn a different way. I'm sure there's many ways out there to do it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and gather. So how I do that is I'm going to go ahead and pull it. Pull out one little thread and start gathering. Now I'll do the front first. I don't have a whole lot to gather, so it's not going to be too bad, but we're going to go ahead and here we go. I make sure first that I do the front part with one of them, and then I'll do the back one second. So here we go. There's the front part, and now it is, you can see, is gathered to the skirt, to the waistband, the width of the waistband, but the gathers are not even. So this is when it comes in handy to have that quarter right there, the mark, because I'll pin it and then I'll know that I have to fix these, even these out, and then I'll even these out. So that's what I'm going to do next. That's what I'm doing. I'm evening them out. So I'm going to go ahead and put the waistband on so that I know. Actually, let me even them out first because I have the mark right here for the one end. Here we go. And then I've got the mark here for the other end. So I'm going to even that out. And the fact that I have the two rows is kind of nice because it's kind of like a reinforcement of keeping the bottom, the other part with not moving. So I did the same thing with the bottom row of stitches. So it stays nice and straight. I'll show you in a minute. It looks pretty good. I know it's a little bit of an extra step, and some people don't like to take that extra step, and that's fine if you can do ruffles without taking, I mean not ruffles, well yeah, ruffle it up without taking that extra step. But I feel like for me, it's just, I need to be very careful because I've gotten some that just look a little bit funky. Okay, there we go. I hope you can see the two lines and see how they're kind of keeping each other tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the back. I'm just flipping it over and doing the back. I'm using the bottom row. So I got that top row, I did the front. Here we go. Pull that string out and match it up. Okay. Now I can even it out so that it looks good. Okay, so now there it is. It's done. It's gathered. That's the word, gathered, not ruffle. So this is what we're going to do. Now the waistband, here's my waistband, and here's my back side. So I'm going to put the back side on the back of the skirt just because I want that back seam. I don't want to see it on the front, so I'm going to put it on the back. And actually, this is the back. Make sure where the high and low are. And so now we're going to face it right sides facing each other. We're going to go ahead and pin that. So I've got the back side where I made that notch in the middle, the quarter. I'm going to go ahead and pin that there. And then I've got obviously the sides where I have the side seam. I'm going to pin them there. Guys, we're almost done. And here's the other quarter at the front. And here's the other one on the side seam. So I did that, and now I'm going to go ahead and grab some more pins and pin it all around so that my gathers are pinned nicely. I'm going to go ahead and pin it from the inside. You can put as many pins as you want. Sometimes with gathers I'm really picky about how many pins I put in because I want to make sure that they are nicely distributed. And I feel like if I don't put enough pins, the fabric will move and then it won't gather as nicely. Also, you want to make sure you're grabbing all 3 layers. That's another thing, because sometimes when you're serging it on, you don't grab all 3 layers and then you have like a little gap. My tomato tried to run away. You'll have a little gap, and then yeah, and you have to go back and unserge. I wish there was an unserge button. You have to go seam ripping, which I hate. I almost rather just start a project over than have to seam rip. I don't know why I hate it so much. Okay, I am doing it from the inside. But you can turn the skirt over and do it on the outside, but I don't know why. I'm just doing it on the inside. But just to make sure that you are right sides together. Almost there. So excited. Man, Ellie and Mac has just been killing it with all the new, cute, trendy patterns. So excited about seeing what's next. I know, this just came out and I'm like, what's next, what's next? I've got so many patterns. I love them. I love every one of them. Okay, so it's pinned all the way around. It's a whole lot of pins. So now we're going to go ahead and serge it on. You can come closer if you want. Alright, the way I start my serging is I always start at the back seam. If I can find it, here it is. Now, you can do, actually, let me do it this way. I'll do it facing, ruffles facing up so I can see that they're catching. Take those 2 pins off because I don't need them right now. And I can make sure I guide the ruffles in as I'm sewing. Obviously, don't put your finger in there. But I'm kind of guiding them. Now, every once in a while, if I'm a little bit worried about how my ruffles are going to look, I will baste it on first. Just a long straight stitch. I know they'll pop when you put it on. Or like a big zigzag stitch. So I'll baste it on first to see if I pinned it right, or if I need to change something, if the ruffles are not looking very straight. You just do this very slowly as you pull out every pin. But yeah, so I'll baste it on first, and then I'll go look at it and see if I like it. And if it looks good, then I'll go ahead and serge it on. That's just an extra step that you can take, but you don't have to if you're confident with your ruffling and serging skills. Sometimes I'm confident and sometimes I'm not. We'll see. This might let me down. Okay, so now that that's serged, you literally have your skirt put together. Now I just need to get rid of my base stitches that help me, and it'll fall better. But that skirt is done. Now all I have to do is my hem. Now this material itself, it's like it doesn't unravel very much, so really I could just leave it a raw hem. It's up to you. But if you want to hem it, we're gonna go ahead and do that now. It's just a 1/2 inch, and we'll go all the way around and take a 1/2 inch hem. Use my little ruler. And pin it and steam it and pin it and go all the way around. And then you can go ahead and hem it. And that's it. Once it's hemmed, you are done. I'm not going to show you myself hemming because you probably don't want to even see that. But anyway, here's my skirt. Trendsetter. So cute. It's all done. Can't see the whole thing, but I will post a picture. Yay! Thank you so much for coming along with me on this sewing journey. I really enjoy it, and I hope you did too. Please let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything else you want to make together, and I'd love to see you again. Have a great day and a great rest of your summer, and just goodbye. See you later.